Hello everyone, this is part 2 of What If Naruto Was the God of Fuinjutsu, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Cling. Zabuza stared in amazement as a purple-looking hexagon-like barrier appeared right behind Naruto, shielding him from Zabuza's attack. Naruto took this chance and jumped away from Zabuza, but as soon as his feet touched the ground, he collapsed onto one knee. Naruto looked at Zabuza, and that was when Zabuza saw it. The seal around Naruto's throat had expanded and was now reaching his eyes, but the seal began to fall off Naruto's face and the barrier shattered like glass. "That is one nifty seal you have there, kid," Zabuza said. "But it appears that you can do it only once." Naruto cursed and tried to stand, but fell once again. "You're right," Naruto said. "That specific seal is a one-time deal. I can use it only once before the seal peels off like paper by itself. Then, I'm forced to draw another one." Zabuza chuckled and began to walk towards Naruto, each step making Naruto feel something he never felt before: fear for his death. Each step Zabuza took felt as though death was slowly approaching Naruto. Naruto, for the first time in his life, saw his life flash before his eye, and what he saw depressed the young blonde. "Maybe this is for the best," Naruto thought. "I only had and have a few people who care about me, and because of me, one of them died. Maybe I should just accept it." Then, images of Hinata visiting him day after day came into his mind. She always came by to see if Naruto needed anything, and whenever he told her he was fine, she would stay behind just to make sure. He remembered how Team 7 cared for him, and he felt confused why he was remembering these things. It was as if his brain is trying to contradict itself. All of a sudden, Naruto wasn't quite sure he wanted to die anymore. Before Zabuza could even raise his blade, he was forced backwards by two fireballs and a barrage of kunais with explosive tags on them. Naruto looked up and saw his entire team in front of him in a protective stance, with Tazuna standing next to him holding what appeared to be a mallet. What are? Naruto managed to get this out as put force behind his leg in attempt to stand before he fell and was caught by Tazuna. "Because, Naruto, we're a team and we help one another," Kakashi said as Sakura and Sasuke nodded. "Now rest, I think you really need it." With that, Naruto closed his eyes and let the darkness take him. "You're going to pay for what you did to him," Kakashi told Zabuza with a menacing tone. Zabuza laughed at Kakashi. "I didn't do anything. It's just that his clan was always a bunch of reckless people." Zabuza sneered at them. When his eyes took in the confused looks of Team 7, he decided he might just as well taunt them a little as he gave the signal to the unseen figure in the trees. "You don't know anything about him, do you? Well, let me fill you in on a little secret." However, Zabuza never got a chance to fill Team 7 in the secret, for three senbons came sailing out of nowhere and got him straight in the back of his neck. Team 7 stared at the mysterious senbon, stunned as Zabuza collapsed to the ground in an unceremonious heap. Before anyone regained their control, a ninja wearing a hunter nin mask appeared right next to Zabuza's corpse. "Thank you," he said in an odd female-like voice. "If it wasn't for you, then I would never have had an opening." He picked up Zabuza's limp body and held out a tiger sign. "Before I leave, I suggest you look at your friend, for he doesn't look very well. Farewell," he told them as he disappeared in a puff of smoke. Team 7 was shaken out of shock as Tazuna called out to them. "He's sweating and shaking. I don't think it's a very good sign," Tazuna told Team 7 in a worried tone as he looked at Naruto, who was looking a little pale. "Damn, he used too much chakra in that fight," Kakashi thought as he walked over to Naruto. "He's suffering from severe chakra exhaustion," Kakashi explained to others as he forced Naruto's mouth open and forced in some soldier pills, but inside he was thinking of what went wrong. "I thought the Kyuubi would prevent something like this, but I guess Naruto was overusing the seals. I think the seals are consuming chakra too fast for it to be balanced by him or the seal for regulating Kyuubi's chakra. He's going to be fine, right, Kakashi-sensei?" Sakura said with frightened voice as she took in the image of Naruto lying helplessly on the ground. Kakashi looked up and gave her an ice smile. "Yeah, he should be fine. Naruto is always full of energy." Kakashi said this, but deep down he was thinking something else. But if he keeps this up, I'm afraid he might end up killing himself with these seals. Kakashi muttered to himself in a soft voice that only he could hear. Sasuke looked at Naruto, then back at Kakashi with a confused expression. What did Zabuza mean by the people from Naruto's clan were always reckless? Sasuke asked. I don't know, to tell you the truth. I've never heard of an Uzumaki clan. Kakashi lied. Actually, it wasn't a total lie. Kakashi had heard about a certain powerful clan that in a sense went extinct years ago, for there is few to no survivors, but he didn't know the exact references about them or basically anything about them. Tazuna went into the forest and came back with some vines and 2 long pieces of wood. We could make a stretcher for him, Tazuna suggested, receiving a nod from Kakashi. When the stretcher was finished, Kakashi laid Naruto on it and began to walk down the path to the water as Tazuna, Sasuke, and Sakura carried the stretcher. Hang in there, Naruto, we'll get you to a place where you can rest, Kakashi thought as he looked at the limp body of Naruto. XXX. Zabuza woke up in bed with Haku hovering over him tending to his wounds. Haku noticed the change in breathing and saw that Zabuza was awake. Zabuza-sama, Haku said with a lot of respect in his voice. How are you feeling? Zabuza just grunted and looked away. Only moments after Zabuza woke up, the door opened and Gato walked in with 2 sword-carrying bodyguards. Well, I couldn't believe it without seeing it for myself. It appears as though what I heard is true. Gato snickered as he sauntered over to Zabuza. The great Zabuza beaten by mere children. Gato sneered and reached out to Zabuza. However, his hand was caught by a firm hand. Gato looked to see the owner of the hand and he found himself getting glared at by Haku. You will not place your filthy hands on him, Haku told him with finality as he gave Gato's arm a tight squeeze, cracking couple bones in the process. Ah! Gato yelled out in pain and yanked his injured arm away from Haku. Just make sure it doesn't happen again, understand, Zabuza. With that, Gato turned on his heel and the 3 of them left, slamming the door behind them. Haku got up and began to walk to the window with a basket in his arms. Where are you going? Zabuza asked as he turned his head toward Haku with a questioning look. We are out of herbs. I need to go and get some more. Haku momentarily paused as he told Zabuza. However, before Haku even got a chance to take couple steps, Zabuza grabbed Haku's clothes. Sit. I need to tell you about that blonde kid I fought, Zabuza said and tried to sit up as Haku began to protest. My injuries can wait. This is much more important. With that, he began to tell Haku about Naruto and his clan. XXX. Naruto opened his eyes and felt himself getting gently rocked back and forth. He sat up slowly and felt the blankets he was wrapped in slid off him. What happened? Naruto groaned out, only to receive a rock-hard punch from Sakura. Ow! What was that for? He yelped. That was for making us worry, knucklehead, Sakura told him as Kakashi looked behind him to see what was with all those commotion. When he saw that Naruto woke up, Kakashi navigated himself towards Naruto as carefully as he could on the tiny boat. Naruto, how do you feel? Kakashi asked in voice that meant business. Fine, I just have a headache. No sooner have those words left Naruto's mouth, Naruto leaned over the boat and puked out what little bit of food he had in his stomach. Okay, scratch that, I don't feel all that great. Nausea is expected after recovering from such heavy chakra exhaustion, Kakashi said told Naruto in concerned voice as he held 3 fingers. How many fingers am I holding up? Kakashi asked. Naruto looked confused as he tried to look at the hand. 3. Naruto said as he laid back down to try and ease the pain in his stomach. Okay, you should be fine. Just take it easy for today, alright? Nothing too stressful, Kakashi told Naruto as he returned back to his book with a perverted smile. Yeah, this would be so fun, Naruto mumbled out as they approached dry land, not knowing what awaited them. XXX. When the boat hit the dock, Tazuna stayed and helped Naruto out of the boat. Naruto's leg shook as his feet hit the ground and Naruto clutched at the boat to stable himself. Damn it, Naruto cursed as he finally felt what it meant to be as weak as a defenseless kitten. Tazuna helped Naruto regain his footing and stayed close to him just in case he fell again. Are you going to be alright, kid? The worried voice of Tazuna asked Naruto. Yeah, I'll be fine, old man, Naruto said, and as he saw Tazuna's eyebrow twitch at the phrase, old man, Naruto couldn't help but to chuckle. Let's just get to my house before I decide to leave you to yourself to walk without any support. Tazuna told Naruto with a little anger in his voice, obviously upset at the comment about his age. XXX. When the boat hit the dock, Tazuna stayed and helped Naruto out of the boat. When Naruto's feet hit the ground, he nearly fell. Damn it. Naruto cursed as he finally felt what it meant to be as weak as a defenseless kitten. Tazuna helped Naruto regain his footing, but Tazuna stayed close to him just in case he fell again. Are you going to be alright, kid? Tazuna asked with a carrying voice. Yeah, I'll be fine, old man. Naruto said and chuckled as he saw Tazuna's eyebrow twitch. Let's just get to my house before I force you to walk without any support. Tazuna said with a little bit of anger in his voice. XXX. Tsunami, Inari. Tazuna yelled out as he entered his home. A young woman looked around the corner and ran at Tazuna, giving him a big hug. Father, I was worried. I thought Gato would do whatever it took to get rid of you. Tsunami said with a little fear in her eyes. I'm fine thanks to this group. He gestured at the team behind him. This is Tsunami and this, he looked around for Inari when he came down the steps. Is Inari. A pleasure to meet you. I'm Kakashi Hatake. Kakashi said and pointed to his students as he named them off. Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Naruto Uzumaki. Tsunami's eyes widened as she heard Naruto's last name, but it was gone as soon as it came. However, this was not lost in Naruto and he started to get really annoyed why people reacted like that to his name. Okay, what's wrong with my last name? Naruto asked, clearly annoyed by everyone looking at him as though he had grown another limb or something. I'm sorry. I just thought I heard that name before. Tsunami shook her head slightly and apologized with a meek smile. I'll go make dinner. Father, why don't you come with me? I have something to show you. Tazuna seemed confused, but he nonetheless followed Tsunami's lead. As soon as the two were out of the earshot of the other four, Tsunami spun on her heel and faced her father. Do you realize who he is? Tsunami asked with an apprehensive smile. Yes, he's the kid that kept me safe. Tazuna was interrupted by Tsunami bonking him in the head with a wooden spoon. No. Tsunami sighed as she rolled her eyes. You used to tell me stories about a certain hidden village that existed here, and you told me many stories especially pertaining to a certain powerful clan that basically ruled the village. Tsunami told her father in hopes of making her father remember, but he still looked confused. Tsunami let out a big sigh and she grabbed her father's hand. She led her father to a locked shelf and opened the lock, taking out a rather thick book and shoved it into his stomach with all her might. Maybe this will refresh your memory. Tazuna looked at the book and saw the spiral, and then the memories of a certain clan flooded back into his mind. I don't believe it. I can't believe it. Tazuna muttered to himself as he looked at Naruto through a crack in the wall. Then, Tazuna remembered all the weird Fuinjutsu that Naruto pulled off, and his face went frozen as he finally came to terms with the realization. He is a member of the Uzumaki clan. Tsunami rolled her eyes again as her father finally pieced it all together. I can't believe you didn't figure it out when he told his name. Tsunami said as she looked at Naruto. What should we do? Tazuna thought about it for a moment. Well, we could show him that old building that nobody can get into. Tazuna suggested, to which Tsunami nodded. Holding the thick book in one hand, Tazuna walked back into the room where everybody else was seated. He walked over to Naruto, who was attacking his food with ferocity, and catching the moment Naruto leaned back from his food to take some breath, he dropped the heavy book on Naruto's lap. What the hell was that for? Naruto screamed out after recovering from the initial shock of having a book dropped on him. We need to take a walk. Tazuna said with sudden seriousness, catching everyone else's attention. And why, may I ask? Kakashi asked with a suspicious voice. Because if my suspicion is correct, then we are looking at the sole survivor of one of the strongest clan here. Tazuna said as he grabbed Naruto by his wrist and gently led him towards the door. Naruto's team, Tsunami, and Inari followed him out as well. XXX. Outside, everyone was staring as the group walked over to the oldest building that stood in the middle of town. For years, nobody could enter the place. Many have tried and all have failed. The building looked brand new compared to the other buildings. The only thing wrong with it was a few boards missing from certain places and the color began to fade. What's going on, Tazuna? An old man asked from his chair. I don't know, but something tells me we have the person we've been looking for these past years. Tazuna stated. Everyone encircled Naruto, watching him with curiosity. Naruto found himself staring at the old building and almost felt relaxed despite the fact that half the village was staring at him. Go ahead, try and open the door. Naruto somehow had a feeling that he shouldn't open the door, but at the same time, he felt himself being pulled ever so slowly towards the door until he was standing in front of it. Naruto turned around and saw everyone holding their breaths as they looked at him. Naruto swallowed and reached for the door handle. As soon as Naruto's hand touched the doorknob, black lines raced up his body and Naruto gritted his teeth in pain. Kakashi tried to get to Naruto as Naruto was forced to his knees due to the pain, but found that he could barely move with all the villagers around him. Then as quickly as it started, it was over. The lines receded and there was a loud click that made everyone's heart stop for a moment. A sudden silence hung over the crowd and Naruto could have sworn he could have heard needle falling on the ground. Naruto stood up and gave the door a slight push. The door swung open with ease and that was enough for the villagers. The Uzumaki clan lives again. A random villager said, and that was when cheering erupted, but Naruto ignored it as he caught a glimpse of what was inside the building. The entire area was covered in dust and grime, but that wasn't what caught Naruto's eyes. It was the spirals that were all over the place. Naruto stepped into the house and the villagers waited outside for Naruto to come out. Looking around the house, Naruto noticed it looked as though it was ransacked years ago. Things were scattered everywhere and occasionally, Naruto found a slashed piece of cloth or a cracked mirror with rusty red stains. Naruto collapsed on the ground and began to beat the floor with his fists. Every time I get so close to knowing who I am, it's taken away. Naruto thought as tears trailed down his whiskered cheek. He gave the floor one last hit and suddenly the floor opened up, revealing a staircase. Naruto looked down the dark tunnel and decided to take a look. He walked down the stairs and found it to be an underground shrine. On the walls were pictures covered in dust. Naruto brushed the dirt off and found himself staring at a grumpy-looking man wearing samurai armor and two swords with curved hilts staring at him. He had long hair and had a square goatee. Naruto looked at the name tag and saw the name. It read, Arashi Uzumaki Shodai Gufukage First Hurricane Shadow. Naruto looked down and saw only one more picture unfinished, but from what he could see was a man with hair and a reed beard with a heartwarming smile. Naruto looked further down the tunnel and walked down. He ended up in a wide room filled with what appeared to be empty except for two things, a carefully folded note and a scroll. Naruto reached down and carefully grabbed the two objects. They also shot black lines at Naruto just like the doorknob did. Naruto gritted his teeth and waited patiently for the lines receded once again. After the black lines receded, Naruto carefully observed the note and found it to be blood-stained. Naruto carefully unfolded the note and started to read it. Greetings Uzumaki, my name is Azushio Whirling Tides, Uzumaki Nadame, 2nd Gufukage of Azushiogaku, village hidden among the whirling tides, in the Azu no Kuni, land of whirlpools. I do not have long left, but here it goes, you may be the final Uzumaki. Listen, I know you are most likely scared, but listen. Everything that once belonged to the Uzumaki is left to you, and I want you to know that this is the birthplace of the Uzumaki clan. In the scroll, release the storage seal and you will find a book on our Fuinjutsu. We used to have many books on our Fuinjutsu, but unfortunately, before I could get to it, some of it was burned. I only managed to save just enough to give you one of our Fuinjutsu, so use it wisely. Please take care and never let your guard down even for a second. The enemy of the Uzumaki are many. I'm losing too much blood, I won't be able to keep writing. I just want you to know that your family will always be with you no matter where you are. I've got to go. They are looking for me, but just remember, you are always being watched. Naruto looked at the note one last time before he gently folded it up and placed it in his pocket. He then reached down and picked up the book and scroll as though they were treasure, which they were and are. Naruto exited the room, but not before he gave it one last look before he left. Naruto squinted his eyes against the bright sunlight as he walked out of the old house. As soon as his foot stepped outside, he was surrounded by various villagers who kept trying to have a feel of Naruto and shake his hand. Naruto looked around and found his team standing with Tazuna and his daughter. Naruto approached them while trying his best to avoid the villagers and smiled. So how do you feel? Tazuna asked with a returning smile. I feel at home, Naruto said, and with those little words Naruto was lifted into the air as the people began to cheer for the Uzumaki clan. XXX. After a while, Naruto managed to get away from the villagers by saying he needed time to adjust to the situation. Naruto looked at the sky and started walking, not paying an attention to where he was going until he tripped over someone. As he got up and looked at who he tripped over, Naruto found himself staring at a beautiful girl. "I'm sorry. I should have watched where I was going," Naruto said. "My name is Naruto Uzumaki." The girl's eyes widened as she looked at Naruto and a look of surprise flitted across her eyes, but they were gone as fast as it came. "My name is Haku," Haku said, chuckling as he knew what Naruto thought he was. "And I'm a guy." This shocked Naruto beyond everything. "So what are you doing out here?" As he chuckled at Naruto's antics. "Trying to think," Naruto said as he got over his shock. "I just figured out my clan was from somewhere close by." Haku feigned shock. "Really? What clan is that?" Haku said. "I'm afraid I can't say." Naruto leaned back and laid on the soft grass. "Let me guess." Haku looked at Naruto. "You are from the Uzumaki clan." Naruto bolted straight to his feet and looked at Haku with a little bit of a glare, remembering what Uzushio said in his note. "Don't trust anyone. Uzumakis have many enemies." "Don't worry, I have no qualms with the Uzumaki clan," Haku told him. Naruto cautiously lowered himself back to the ground and looked at Haku, suspicion still visible on his obvious wariness. Haku decided to try and get to know Naruto better. "Tell me, what do you want to be when you're older, and do you have anything you want to protect?" Haku asked, and he watched as Naruto thought hard to narrow down his answer. After couple minutes, Naruto finally spoke up. "Well, I want to be Hokage," Naruto said with a smile. "And I've got several things I want to protect, but the main thing I want to protect is my friends." "What about you?" Naruto asked. Haku watched as he saw the determination in Naruto's eyes. He decided Naruto would probably do anything to help his friends. Haku stared into the trees as he thought over his answer. "Well, I have one person I want to protect, and my dream is to help him make his dream come true," Haku said with a gentle smile, and Naruto nodded his head at Haku's answer. "What are you doing out here?" Naruto asked with a smile. "I'm picking herbs to help my precious person get better," Haku said as he resumed looking around for the herbs he needed. "Maybe I can help," Naruto offered as Haku busied himself. Haku turned to him, thought about it, then nodded his head. Haku held out the herb he was looking for, and Naruto created 3 clones to go looking for the herbs. Within few minutes, Haku's basket was filled to the brim. "Thank you, Naruto," Haku told Naruto with a polite bow and turned around and left the area. Naruto turned around and began to walk back to the village. As he walked into the village, he couldn't help smiling. Naruto looked around at the sight around at all the people smiling at him. The people here barely had anything, and yet they were happy to try and give Naruto what little bit they had. Naruto politely refused, having noticed that they needed it more. Sakura and Kakashi were truly happy that Naruto had found his clan's old home. Sasuke, on the other hand, kept up his emotionless face, but every now and then his eyes would harden when he heard someone praising Naruto. Sasuke just didn't understand why Naruto was so popular when he didn't do a thing. Ever since the villagers found out that Naruto is actually the sole survivor of once powerful clan, people constantly swarmed around him. Naruto was always seen wearing a smile since he came back from his old house, and he seemed to radiate happiness as the villagers, both young and old, surrounded him, eager to talk to the lone survivor of legendary clan. Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura didn't have anything to do, so Kakashi had decided at that moment to give everyone training on chakra control. Instantly, Naruto's happy smile turned into a slight frown. "Why do we need this?" Naruto asked in a bored tone. "Because it will help you control your chakra and help you not die just from overusing it." The response made Naruto look at the ground with a resentful pout. Ever since the chakra depletion incident, Kakashi had been watching him like a hawk. Whenever Naruto went to make a new seal and try it out, Kakashi was right there watching. Once Naruto got annoyed, so he asked Kakashi why he was watching him, and the answer he got was simple. "I don't want you to get hurt," came the monotone response. "Now, what I want you guys to do is to climb a tree." Everyone looked at Kakashi as though they thought he was out of his mind or something. Naruto and Sasuke snorted at the obvious easiness of the task. "But without using your hands." This wiped the smirk off both their faces. "What? That's not possible," Naruto complained loudly. With a sigh, Kakashi began to channel chakra into his feet. Kakashi walked towards a nearby tree, and when his face was only a foot away from the bark, he put one foot on the tree and proceeded to walk up the bark. What were you saying, Naruto? Kakashi raised his eyebrow at Naruto. Now what you need to do is put chakra onto the soles of your feet and begin to walk up the tree. You must keep your chakra leveled, for if you put too much, you'll break through the tree and fall, too little and you won't grip to the tree and fall. Also, if you feel as though you are about to fall while walking up the tree, mark where you were with a kunai. Kakashi watched as the group looked at each other and back at the tree. The three put chakra into their feet and ran at the tree. As expected, Naruto was the first to fall after putting too little chakra into his feet, but then Sasuke fell when he put too much chakra and began to crack the bark. This is easy. A voice came from the tree. They looked up and saw Sakura sitting high on a branch with a smile. Well, it appears that the only girl in this entire team has the best chakra control. Kakashi stated with a smile. He looked and saw determination in both Naruto and Sasuke's eyes. Naruto and Sasuke ran toward the tree again, and they did get a little farther up this time, but still not enough. Sasuke fell when he accidentally let his chakra slip, and Kakashi wasn't surprised, but the way Naruto fell made Kakashi feel a bit queasy. As soon as Naruto took his next step, the entire tree snapped in half without warning. Naruto fell and banged his head on the ground. As Naruto looked up after shaking his head, he saw the top half of the tree was falling towards him. Naruto reached up for his neck bandages, but before his fingers could touch the end of them, the tree tackled out of the way by a very large bulldog. Naruto laid his head on the ground and sighed in relief as Kakashi walked over. How about you try not to break the tree in half? Kakashi chuckled humorously as he helped his student up. Naruto just mumbled and went to another tree. Kakashi watched as Naruto continued the tree exercise once again, and despite the fact that he kept on falling, he was slowly improving. Kakashi decided to go lean on a tree and read his book as he watched his students train. Sakura finally stopped for rest after 3 climbs. Sasuke and Naruto were still repeating the cycle of attempting to climb and falling. Sakura looked at Sasuke and opened her mouth to say something, but stopped when she noticed the look he gave her. It wasn't a cold look, but it clearly told her that he didn't need nor want her help. Naruto was lying on the ground looking up at the tree and noticed a pattern forming. I take 3 steps forward then 2 steps back. Naruto thought as he bit his lip, thinking about what he hasn't tried yet. He then remembered how Sakura got up the tree so easily. Naruto got up and looked around for a certain pink-haired Kunoichi. Sakura was looking at the ground without anything to do when a shadow blocked the sun. Naruto was standing above her with a nervous smile. Hey Sakura, could you help me? Sakura opened her mouth to tell Naruto no, but then she realized he actually asked her for help. He wants my help. Sakura thought. Okay, sure Naruto. I'll give you some help. Kakashi saw this and smiled underneath his mask. It would appear that he is finally getting it. Kakashi thought as he turned back to his book. Naruto smiled as Sakura finally explained what he was doing wrong and how he could fix it. He approached the tree and ran up it once, this time applying what Sakura taught him. He found himself climbing almost as high as Sasuke before he slipped and started to fall, but Naruto gave a quick twist of his body and he gracefully landed on the ground. Dinner is ready. Tsunami's voice echoed through the forest. That got everyone's attention as they started to walk towards the house. XXX. Everyone sat at the table and watched in amused expression as the Uzumaki devoured his meal as though he hadn't eaten in days. Sakura finally had enough and punched Naruto on his head. What was that for? Came the response. You're acting like an animal, she said with a face. Slow down will you? Sorry, I can't. I have to hurry and finish the tree climbing exercise. Naruto said this as he threw his head into the bowl, and the group around the table thought they could see the food trying to escape Naruto's wrath. Sakura just shook her head in amusement and Kakashi smiled under his mask. Then, a voice spoke up. Look at yourself, Inari said with a little bit of anger in his voice. Naruto looked up from his food. He wiped the food stains from his mouth with a napkin and his goofy expression suddenly subsided. Inari continued as though he hasn't noticed anything. You call yourself ninja but you are nothing but a joke. You can't defeat a man like Gato, he's just going to hire stronger people to take care of you even if you're from a clan you can't win. So why don't? That was when Naruto had enough. His expression hardened and his crystalline eyes had steely glint. Look at yourself crying like a baby. Naruto's voice was devoid of any of emotions. You think you have it rough. I had to live my life in fear, looking behind me every few seconds thinking someone was going to attack me. I won't sugarcoat it. You had it pretty bad, but you had a family to help you through the tough times. Me, I had no one but myself. Then when I finally met someone and found out that he cared about me, he was killed in front of my very eyes. So don't come crying to me about how bad you had it, because I live my life in hell every day. If you have a problem with your life, then do something about it. Don't just sit there and cry. With that, Naruto got up from the table and walked toward the door, leaving crying Inari behind. Naruto, you went too far, Sakura said, standing up. Sakura opened her mouth to say more, but she stopped when Naruto turned around. Naruto's eyes seemed to have lost the usual light. Without responding, he just walked out the door and closed it, leaving the room in an uncomfortable silence. Inari got up and left for the porch, and with Kakashi following him. You know what Naruto said in there was his way of his motivational speech. Kakashi told the crying Inari as he sat down. Why? Inari asked with a slight whimper. Why does he try so much? At this, he received a sigh from the Jonin. It's just who he is. Kakashi told him. In our village he is treated so badly he was stuck at a crossroads, either continue to let people do this or try and do something about it. He made his choice and he never looked back. I think in all my time I've been with him and seen him, I've only seen him cry once, and that was when a very good friend of his died, but if anything that only made him stronger than ever. So please don't make Naruto be the bad guy. Whatever he said in there, it was in the hopes of making you better. Kakashi finished. Inari stopped crying and looked at Kakashi with a small smile. Kakashi, at that moment, got up and watched at Inari's retreating figure as Inari walked toward his home. XXX. Naruto was in the forest drawing on a bunch of tags to replace the old ones when a noise behind him caught his attention. When he looked, he saw Inari looking at him with a look of embarrassment. Look, I'm sorry for what I said, came the shy voice. You don't need to apologize, Naruto stated in a leveled voice. Let's just move on. Inari nodded and looked over Naruto's shoulder to see what he was up to. What are you doing? Inari asked, confused at what Naruto was doing. I'm trying to figure out how to extend the use of a certain barrier seal I have, Naruto stated before putting everything away into a scroll. Come on, let's go and get something to eat. Inari just smiled and started walking back home with Naruto beside him. XXX. Naruto was sitting looking at the tree and saw that he was almost at the top. When he woke up, he found that his team left him to take care of Tazuna's home in case someone tried anything to hurt them. Naruto decided to spend his time on the tree exercise and kept a cage bunchen at the house in case something went wrong. Naruto sat up when the clone's memories suddenly flooded into his. Damn. Naruto cursed as he ran for the house. XXX. Look, this is nothing personal, but Gato doesn't want the bridge finished, Waraji said as he held his sword to Inari's throat. Now, why don't you just come along and cooperate with us, little girl? Tsunami looked between the two swordsmen in nervously and she nodded her head. Zori walked forward to secure her, but was forced to dodge when a giant shuriken came sailing at him. He looked and saw a black silhouette against the blinding sun. Who the fuck are you? Zori yelled out. Me. I'm nobody, the voice said in a lifeless tone. Zori's eyes widened when he was zapped in the chest with a static bolt. Waraji swung his sword in attempt to kill Inari, but his blade never connected. A small blue shield appeared in front of Inari and the sword harmlessly bounced off the shield. Did you really think I was going to leave these two undefended? Before I left, I put 2 of my barrier seals on them, a deadened voice quietly told them. Waraji turned around just in time to receive a roundhouse kick hitting him directly in the face. Tsunami smiled as she looked at Naruto, but her smile was gone when she noticed that the goofy expression usually found on Naruto's face was gone and seriousness instead took its place. Naruto put his hands together and created 2 cage bunchens. Get the swordsmen out of here and tie them down. The clones nodded and followed his instructions. When the 4 were out of Naruto's sight, Naruto broke his hard expression with a smile and looked at both Inari and Tsunami. Are you both alright? Inari and Tsunami nodded in response. Good. Listen, I'm going to go to the bridge. I think the others are going to need some help. I'm leaving 4 clones here for your protection, okay? Naruto created 2 more clones and ran towards the bridge. XXX. On the bridge, work was busily progressing until a thick mist began to roll in. The workers realized something wasn't quite right and ran for some kind of cover. This isn't normal mist, Kakashi told the Sakura and Sasuke. He gave the two the instruction to circle Tazuna and provide him protection. That was when 2 figures emerged from the heavy mist. We meet again, Kakashi, Zabuza said as he looked at the group in front of him. But where is the blonde runt? Zabuza asked in a taunting voice. Kakashi didn't answer and only lifted up his headband, revealing his Sharingan. Fine. I guess I'll just have to settle for you then. Zabuza pulled off his giant sword and plunged the blade into the bridge. Haku, take care of the others. Haku gave a short nod. Zabuza then noticed that Sasuke was shaking ever so slightly. Look at him, he's scared out of his pants. No, I'm just excited. I've been bored all day. Sasuke sneered as he charged Haku, who charged right back. They both threw a punch that connected with each other. Sasuke smiled, but frowned when Haku gripped his arm. Haku then began to perform a series of one-handed seals which made Kakashi worried. Sorry for this, but Zabuza-sama wishes you gone. Haku calmly stated as he stomped on the ground sending water into the air. Suten, Sensatsu Susho, water release, 1,000 flying water needles of death. The water around soon transformed into senbons and started to fly towards Sasuke. An explosion of water followed as Haku jumped out of his own jutsu's range. Haku watched the water as it slowly fell back to the ground, but before he could react, Sasuke delivered a kick to the side of his face. He's fast, Zabuza thought as he watched Sasuke in the corner of his eyes while fighting Kakashi. He swung his sword down to try and cleave Sasuke in half, but his blade was stopped when Kakashi used his kunai to block. I thought you were going to go after me, Kakashi coolly told Zabuza, receiving a rock-hard glare. Fine. If you want to die quite so badly, I'll more than happy to send you to hell, Zabuza stated as he pushed on his blade forcing Kakashi backwards. Sasuke watched as Haku got up and saw Haku coldly staring at him through his mask. You're pretty fast, Uchiha, Haku stated, making Sasuke smile a little wider. So you know of the Uchiha clan? Sasuke asked in more of a statement than a question. Yes. Zabuza-sama told me to study on different clan symbols and what they look like. Haku calmly told him. The Uchiha clan always has that red paper fan on the back of their shirt and they always have black eyes with black hair. Haku brought his hands up into a tiger seal. But even your power cannot stop mine. Hyoten, Makyo Hyosho ice release, demonic ice crystal mirrors. The area was then transformed into a dome containing 21 mirrors. Sasuke watched as Haku stepped backwards and sank into one of the mirrors and his image appeared on every mirror. This is my ultimate technique, you cannot escape. A voice called out from all directions, echoing all over the place. Sasuke began to form hand signs and blew out a giant fireball that hit one of the mirrors square on, but when the steam stopped coming from the mirror, Sasuke noticed that the mirror didn't even melted a little bit. Was that your best shot? The hundreds of images of Haku asked as they all pulled out a bunch of senbon. Now let me show you mine. The entire dome erupted into light that blinded Sasuke and a barrage of senbon came out of nowhere, turned him into a pincushion. Sasuke fell to one knee as the light faded. I can't see him, Sasuke muttered to himself. He looked up and saw all the images of Haku prepare for another assault. Are you ready to surrender? Haku asked in an omnipresent tone, making Sasuke even angrier. I'm an Uchiha. I refuse to give up quite so easily. Sasuke snarled as he ripped out a bunch of senbon from his body. Haku just shook his head, not liking where this would eventually lead to. Please forgive me, Uchiha. Haku ready for another assault when a kunai flew into the mirror he was in. The kunai surprisingly stuck in the mirror and Haku saw the explosive tag tied to it. When the tag exploded Haku and Sasuke noticed that the tag seemed to have a lot more force behind it than other regular tags. And please forgive me for interrupting your little fight. A sneering voice came and Haku saw the hardened expression of Naruto who was now standing next to Sasuke. Dobe, what are you doing here? You should be watching the house, Sasuke told Naruto in an annoyed voice. Well, I believe I'm going to help you keep this guy from killing you. Naruto stated. And besides, I left them with more than enough to protect them. Zabuza wondered what was taking Haku so long and decided at that moment to look at how Haku was faring. His eyes widened in unmasked joy as he spotted Naruto. Well, Zabuza said, deflecting Kakashi's kunai. I think I just found my next prey. Kakashi was confused at the sudden diversion of Zabuza's attention. He followed Zabuza's gaze and his expression went into those of a shock as he realized what Zabuza was hinting at. What is he doing here? Kakashi thought with shock. Maybe now I can have that rematch. Zabuza tauntingly shouted loud enough for Naruto to hear, but Naruto kept looking at Haku. Oh, this day just keeps getting better and better. Don't you agree, Kakashi? Kakashi glared at smirking Zabuza and attacked. Why did you jump in? Haku asked from the mirror next to Naruto. Because, even if he acts like an asshole, this received a deadly glare from Sasuke, he is still my teammate and friend. I will not allow you to hurt him, Haku. Haku's eyes widened fractionally as shock flitted across his eyes. Haku was surprised that Naruto knew it was him and wondered what else did Naruto know. How did you know it was me? Haku asked. Because both your voice and hair color are exactly the same. Naruto said with a smile as he dropped into a taijutsu stance. His legs were spread apart, one behind him and the other in front. His arms were held in front of him with his hands semi-opened and closed. Now where were we? Oh yeah. Yes, fighting. Naruto's voice was cold and devoid of all emotions. Sasuke was shocked at the sudden change in Naruto and just stared at the sadistic face of Naruto. Haku brought up his senbons, and Sasuke forced his eyes away from Naruto. Sasuke put his hands together in a tiger seal as Haku prepared to throw his senbons and Naruto's smile widened even more. Kakashi was forced to duck Zabuza's sword which tried to remove his head. Zabuza used his sword's momentum to spin him around and delivered a hard kick to Kakashi's chest, sending Kakashi flying backwards. Your skill is dropping, Kakashi. Zabuza said. Is it because you are worried about your little students? Don't worry, for when I'm done with you, I'll be sure to send them your way as well. That way, you won't have to worry about them getting lost in hell. Zabuza sneered sadistically. Kakashi stood up, ignoring the pain in his chest, and ran at Zabuza. Zabuza finished making a series of hand signs and Kakashi had no choice but to watch as the mist consumed Zabuza, Zabuza's final tiger seal disappearing last. I have to win. Kakashi thought determinedly as he thought of this students. Naruto was thrown to ground after another failed attempt at destroying another one of Haku's mirror. He managed to get to one and after placing about 2 of his special explosive tags on the stupid thing, he finally managed to get it down. However, no sooner was it destroyed, Haku made another one to replace it. Damn it. Naruto cursed in his mind. This is getting us nowhere. The seals I have with me are useless against this crap. My Tenran can't penetrate it and my Byakurai is just bouncing off. The only thing I have that does any real damage is my explosive tags and using my cage buncheons to distract him. He looked at Sasuke and noticed that he was starting to breathing hard as well. We can't keep going like this. We'll either run out of chakra or he'll take us out, Naruto thought. So what's the plan, Dobe? Sasuke asked as he stood up, breaking Naruto's train of thoughts. Okay, so you are asking the kid you call dope for a plan. Naruto said in a sarcastic voice. That's not very smart of you, don't you think? Well, why don't you use some hidden Fuinjutsu of yours? Sasuke's voice darkened a shade with irritation. The Fuinjutsu I have with me at the moment are completely useless. Also, I'm almost out of explosive seals. Naruto told him nonchalantly in a voice that implied Sasuke should have known, and Sasuke glared at him. Sasuke began to fume at the fact that the one thing that was giving him any sort of hope was about gone when Naruto spoke again. But have you noticed? Noticed what? The time of his rebuilding his mirrors is dropping. Naruto stated in a calm voice as he pointed toward one of the mirrors he had just destroyed. Your point is? Sasuke said, obviously confused about how this could help them. Well, if I'm right, then it means his chakra level must be getting lower and lower. Naruto said. So all we have to do is to survive until his chakra is completely depleted. Sasuke looked at the mirror and then back at Naruto. A wide grin began to appear on Sasuke's face and his expression was those of a person who was about to have a great deal of fun. All right. What do you need? Sasuke asked. First, I need to force him to spend a lot more chakra. Naruto placed his fingers together into his cross seal. When 4 cage bunchins appeared, Naruto handed him the last 4 explosive tags he had left. What I need is for you to help me defend them, Naruto instructed Sasuke. Sasuke nodded his head, bringing up a kunai. Haku watched as Naruto and Sasuke quickly exchanged their plan and he frowned after hearing what they were about to do. So they figured out the weakness to my jutsu. Haku thought. It still won't help them. I still have plenty of chakra left and I have some more surprises waiting for them. Haku watched as the 4 clones scattered towards different sides of the area trying to get close enough to plant the tags. Haku zoomed out of the mirror towards one of the clones when he was forced to dodge when a fireball missed him by inches. Haku threw 4 senbons all aimed at the clones. However, much to Haku's surprise, the clones activated the barrier seal on their necks to defend as the senbons came within a couple of inches. As they consumed all of their chakra with the seal, the clones slowed down and disappeared, but they placed the seal before they vanished. All right, it's show time. Naruto yelled out, sadistic grin wide on his face. Naruto put his hands together in the tiger seal and detonated the seals. The explosion rocked the ground and everyone including Kakashi and Sakura looked in the direction trying to figure out what just happened. Much to their worries, all they saw was a giant fireball where the ice dome used to be. Naruto, Sasuke. Kakashi called out, worried about the safety of his students. He saw 3 silhouettes jump out of the fire and saw that 2 of them were Sasuke and Naruto. Both of their cloths were burned, but other than that they were fine. Haku was unscathed other than his slightly cracked mask. Fuck. Naruto cursed. He cancelled his jutsu before I could detonate the bombs. Naruto fumed as he glared daggers at Haku who was standing calmly with his cracked mask. Sasuke just grunted and fell into a stance. Naruto stood not far off him and fell into his stance as well. They both glared at Haku and their eyes had an identical steely glint to it. Why do you continue to fight when you know that you can't win? Haku said in a mildly surprised voice. Why? Because if we give up, a lot of people are going to suffer and die. Naruto said in a voice devoid of all emotions. We don't have the luxury to give up. As he created 4 cage bunchins, Naruto charged at Haku. Haku lifted his hands and slapped them together. Hyoten, Hyoga Seiren Ice Release, Glacier Vapor Storm. The water around Haku made a circle right behind him, but instead of looking like water it looked something like frost, but blue. The frosty wave roared forward and before anyone could react, all of Naruto's clones were consumed. When the wave died, everyone saw that Naruto and his clones were frozen inside a giant block of ice. That is the. Haku let a small smile on his mouth as he spoke, but before he could finish, he was sent skyward by a kick to his face by Naruto. How? Haku asked himself as he looked at the giant block. He saw that the clones and Naruto were all gone. So what I froze were only his clones. He sends clones into the battle first to test his opponent out. Haku concluded. Haku then noticed something shadowing the sun and looked up to see Sasuke right above him. Sasuke had his fingers in a tiger seal and smirked at him. Kaiten, Gokakyu no Jutsu, Fire Release, Great Fireball Technique. Sasuke yelled out as he blew out a giant fireball that consumed Haku, but instead of screams, all that Sasuke and Naruto saw was steam. Sasuke stopped breathing fire and saw that the Haku he was shooting his fire at was nothing but ice. How did you like Azu Bunshin Ice Clone? A soft voice asked from behind. Sasuke turned around with wide eyes, but was punched hard in the face by Haku. Naruto caught Sasuke before he could hit the bridge and get hurt even more. Please just stand down. I don't want to kill you. Haku told them in soft respectful tone. The tone infuriated Sasuke and Naruto. Sasuke pushed himself off of Naruto and stood up to charge at Haku once again. Haku simply stared as Sasuke charged, then tossed 10 senbon at Naruto. Naruto saw the speed the senbons were coming and knew he wouldn't be able to dodge all of them. Shit. Sasuke thought as he changed his direction. Naruto brought his hands up to protect any vital areas, but he never received the attack. When he looked up, he saw Sasuke in front of him with the senbons protruding out of his back. Why? I don't know. My body just moved. Sasuke told Naruto as he fell backwards and Naruto caught him. I can't die. Not here. I still need to kill him. Sasuke closed his eyes as he breathed out the words with difficulty. As Naruto watched Sasuke slowly dying, his memory of Iruka's death flashed through his mind, Iruka's face replacing Sasuke's. Not again. Naruto screamed in his mind as he laid Sasuke's body down. I'm going to crush you. Naruto screamed as he turned to Haku, and Haku saw that Naruto's clear blue eyes had turned into blood-red silted eyes. Haku suddenly felt a massive surge of demonic energy cascading through Naruto. What is this? Haku thought as Naruto charged at him in a burst of speed. XXX. Zabuza took a swing and missed Kakashi by mere centimeters, but then he felt the massive chakra surge. What in hell is that? Zabuza asked, astonished at the sheer raw power that was radiating off. Fuck. Did the seal break? Kakashi thought as he frowned, and after a moment of observing the red chakra, he breathed a sigh of relief. No, but some of the Kyuubi's chakra spilled out. I would repress the chakra now, but I've got to finish this fight now. Kakashi took out a scroll and turned to Zabuza. Zabuza, how about we end this little fight of ours? I mean, we are both busy men. Kakashi calmly told him. Tough talk coming from someone who can't see. Zabuza's voice sneered from the mist. Oh, but I don't have to find you. Kakashi sliced his hand and smeared some blood onto the scroll. Kakashi slammed it onto the ground. They do. Suddenly the ground broke and there was a muffled yelp of pain. The mist started to disappear, revealing Zabuza, who was pinned down by multiple dogs. Now we end this. Zabuza watched as Kakashi's right hand erupted into lightning. XXX. Why did you do it? Naruto screamed out as he punched Haku in the face. Haku tripped and fell down, but just picked himself right back up. I did it because of my goal. Haku said with a slight smile. My goal is to make Zabuza-sama's dream come true. You see, he saved me from death long time ago. Haku then proceeded to tell Naruto about Kirigaku's Kekkei Genkai purges and what happened to his family and everything Zabuza did for him. When the story was over, Naruto felt sorry for Haku. Kill me, Haku asked Naruto. This request shocked Naruto. Naruto simply stared at Haku with his jaw hanging, confusion in his now cerulean blue eyes. I'm a broken tool. I will only slow Zabuza's goal down. You will be doing me a favor. Please kill me. Naruto just looked at Haku and took one step forward, but before he could reach him, both Naruto and Haku felt the surge of electric chakra. Zabuza-sama. Haku yelled out as he disappeared in a burst of smoke. Shit. Naruto cursed as he turned and ran towards the direction Haku disappeared into, but found that he was dizzy and disorientated. I won't make it. XXX. Goodbye, Zabuza. Kakashi smirked as he threw his arm forward. Zabuza closed his eyes, knowing that there was no way out, but the attack never connected with him. Zabuza opened his eyes to see Haku right in front of him and saw that Kakashi's hand wasn't piercing through neither Haku's or Zabuza's chest. It instead went through the purple barrier, which shattered upon impact. The only thing that saved Haku from the electric chakra was that Kakashi's electric chakra, Chidori, suddenly fizzed out. Kakashi looked at his arm in surprise at the sudden stop of his chakra and saw a chakra suppression seal on it. Shit, it's blocking my chakra flow. Kakashi cursed in his mind. Zabuza smiled as he realized he could kill Kakashi, but a giant shuriken sailed through the air and landed in front of him as he swung his sword. He saw that Naruto was on top of the shuriken that was separating Zabuza and Haku from Kakashi. Sakura saw Naruto and was about to speak up, but then she saw that Naruto was alone. She looked over where Naruto came from and saw Sasuke lying on the ground unconscious. She gasped and started to run towards motionless Sasuke with Tazuna right on her heels. How could you treat Haku like that? Naruto demanded for an answer, his expression hard. You were preparing to chop right through him. Why? Why does it matter to you? Zabuza sneered at him. Because Haku told me how you rescued him. An evil person would never do something like that. Naruto told him, this time his voice a notch lower. Zabuza just huffed. He is nothing but a tool to me. Zabuza said. Haku looked down at the ground in with composed face, and the expressionless face infuriated Naruto. He is not a tool. Damn you. Naruto snarled at Zabuza. He is a human being. No matter how hard you try to escape that little fact, he is Kirigaku no Kijin and Suryu. If he was just a tool, then why did you take such good care of him? This made Zabuza look away. Naruto started to speak once again. He told me everything. He told me about how he was chasing after a rabbit and fell. He told me that you caught the rabbit for him and gave it to him. A demon would never do that. Zabuza, you care about him, but the question is, why do you hide it? Zabuza opened his mouth to speak, but then he heard clapping not far away. Gato. Zabuza growled as he collapsed onto one knee. What are you doing here? What? Didn't I tell you? I don't need you anymore. Gato said this with a sadistic smile. Bring me the kid with the mask. I want to kill him with my own hands. This little comment made Zabuza tighten his grip on his sword, his knuckles turning white. Naruto entered a stance, but when Kakashi looked at him, he could see that Naruto was starting to breathe hard again. I'm going to cleave you in half before you even lay a hand on him, Gato. Zabuza yelled and charged at the mob of people. Haku charged after Zabuza. Naruto, seeing this, quickly summoned Cage Bunshins, but due to his low chakra level, he only managed to summon out 2. His 2 clones went after Haku and stopped Haku. You're low on chakra. Naruto gasped out as his breathing increasingly became labored. If you go out there, you'll just get in Zabuza's way. Haku stood back and watched as Zabuza swung his giant sword, taking down 4 men at each slice. In the path of the menacing blade, the mob began to fall like rain. However, the numbers began to take advantage. Zabuza had spears and other weapons stuck to him, but he kept going. He dropped his sword after having his right shoulder pierced by a sword, but he grabbed a kunai with his kunai. When he got close enough, he struck, and Gato watched with fear in his eyes as Zabuza stabbed him in the heart. The boy was right, Gato. Zabuza said. I'm not a demon, but where we're going, there is plenty of demons there. Ah yes, demons of all shapes and sizes. I think I'll fit in just fine, but you, Gato, you are in for a world of hurt. Zabuza let go of the kunai and watched as Gato fell backwards to the ocean. Zabuza looked up to the sky and then looked behind him to see the rest of the mob. They had weapons raised, ready to strike the final blow. I wish I could travel together with you one last time, Haku. Zabuza thought as he closed his eyes but opened them when he heard something swishing through the air. Zabuza saw Naruto's giant shuriken cut through the 4 men who attempted to take down Zabuza. The mob turned around and got one hell of a sight. There was over 20 Kakashi, 2 Naruto, a wave of ice started to form, and the entire village was there up and armed with various weapons ranging from scythes to rakes. If you guys are smart, then I suggest you run. Kakashi snarled, and before he barely finished, the mob began to jump off the bridge. Zabuza soon collapsed, landing on his side. Haku ran towards his mentor. When Haku reached Zabuza, Haku just looked at Zabuza's mutilated body in shock as Zabuza just laughed. I never thought it would feel like this. Zabuza said. Zabuza-sama. Tears started to roll down Haku's cheek and Zabuza scolded him. I thought I told you. Ninja, don't cry. Zabuza told Haku in a soft tone. We're trained not to feel anything. I'm sorry. Haku apologized, tears still streaming down his cheek. Zabuza just watched until he spoke with what little bit of strength he had left in his body. Live, Haku. Zabuza told him. I don't care how, but I don't want you anywhere near me. I have no use for a tool like you. I don't want you to cry over me, you pathetic weakling. Do you understand me? Haku watched as Zabuza closed his eyes and didn't open them again. XXX. Sakura was crying, not because Sasuke was dead. The reason she was crying was because Sasuke was alive. What happened? Sasuke croaked. Sakura squeezed Sasuke's semi-cold hand as hard she could. That Haku person put you into some kind of death-like state. Sakura said, still crying. As long as the needles were in you, you could not move and would appear dead. Sasuke just thought back to the last thing he remembered, and what he remembered scared him. He remembered seeing Naruto covered in some strange red aura that chilled him to the bone. XXX. Outside on a hill facing the sunshine was a small grave with some flowers on it and a giant sword sticking out of the head. Haku stood in front of the grave and cried. Naruto walked up and put a comforting hand on Haku's shoulder. You know, he didn't mean what he said. Naruto told Haku, causing Haku to look at him in surprise. He said what he said in order to push you forward and not stay in the past. I know what it's like to lose someone you thought as a father, Haku. Haku looked at him with confused eyes. Naruto proceeded him to tell what happened to him. You see, my father figure was Iruka sensei, my sensei from long time ago, but when I was tricked into this plot against me, he died to protect me. After that day, I promised myself that I would train to perfect everything about me. I told myself that I would never let anyone have to suffer or get killed trying to protect me or any of my friends. So it doesn't help to dwell on the past, Haku. Move on and don't let Zabuza's death go in vain. Naruto turned to Haku and held his hand out. It was nice to meet you, Haku, and maybe we could meet again sometime in the future. Haku looked at the offered hand and shook it. The two never noticed Kakashi watching him only a bit away with a smile. XXX. After Gato's death, the villagers ransacked his tower and found some items that could help them rebuild their village. After 3 days of construction, the bridge was finally complete and Team 7 was saying the goodbyes when 3 people ran at them. One of them was Haku, the other was Tsunami, and then Inari. Naruto, wait. Inari screamed. Naruto turned and saw that the Tsunami had something in her hands. Are you really leaving? Inari and Tsunami asked. Inari burst into tears as Naruto nodded solemnly. I promise to come back. Naruto told Inari in a desperate attempt to calm Inari down. Besides, someone's got to keep an eye on Haku. Naruto said, and Haku just gave a sly smile. Tsunami then handed Naruto the box that she was holding. Then Naruto, please accept this as a token of our gratitude and a constant reminder of your old home here. Naruto received the box with a confused expression. He opened the box and found a beautiful cloak. The bottom had what appeared to be waves crashing against some invisible force. It was designed in blue and orange, and on the back it had a design that appeared to be wind at the top combining with the water, making a giant maelstrom. It had sleeves, but where the sleeve ended, the sleeve looked like it was tattered. The clock also sported a hood that was completely orange, but what touched Naruto the most was the message on the back. Naruto Uzumaki, the maelstrom of wave. Naruto smiled at Tsunami and she returned the smile. Naruto then, without warning, gave her a very tight hug. Thank you. This means a lot to me. Naruto turned to leave, but Haku stopped him. I found these in Gato's personal store room. Haku told him in his usual calm voice. Haku presented Naruto with some dusty arm and leg guards. Naruto just stared at them with a confused expression. He looked at Haku with questioning face. I think you might be surprised by who owned them. Haku smiled as he told Naruto. Naruto took the guards and brushed away the dust, finding the Uzumaki clan seal on the very top, and there was a name at the very bottom right below the symbol. Azushio Uzumaki. Naruto was shocked. But I thought that they would have been destroyed. Haku said. I don't know how they fell in Gato's hands nor how they wounded up in Gato's tower. The last time I went up there, I didn't see those items. Naruto's grip tightened on the guards and gave Haku a smile of gratitude. Thanks, Haku. Haku simply smiled back at Naruto. Naruto happily smiled and his team waved goodbye to the villagers. Hey father, we still need to name the bridge. Tsunami said, which made Tazuna smile. You are right and I think I have the perfect name. Tazuna said. The Great Naruto Bridge. That brought a round of cheers from everyone. XXX. Why did you let him go? Naruto asked Kakashi, curiosity evident on his face. Because Haku isn't registered in any bingo book that I know of. Kakashi said, still looking at his pawn book. Besides, I saw that you two became friends. You would have fought to try and keep Haku safe. Kakashi explained as he rubbed the top of his head. That is what a true friend is, Naruto. XXX. Unknown location. Master, we have some bad news. A voice called out from the shadows. What is the problem? A giant man with a deep voice asked in an irritated voice. We've received word from our spy in Azu no Kuni. The first voice started to speak more, but he was then grabbed by his throat by the giant man. We destroyed Azu no Kuni. The man growled as he dropped his messenger. I apologize. The messenger said with a bow. Our spy in Nami no Kuni has reported something that probably would displease you greatly. Stop beating around the bush. Tell me. Another shade of anger added onto the man's voice. A young Uzumaki opened the vault to the Uzumaki scroll room. This got the reaction the messenger feared. His master punched the wall, causing it to shatter. When did this happen? He screamed in a burst of rage. Not long ago. Maybe 2 days. The messenger informed his master, ready to run should his master's anger get out of control. Damn Uzumaki. You kill one and 2 more appear. He muttered to himself and turned to his messenger. We must do whatever we can to find and eliminate this one. The messenger nodded his head and vanished. I'll crush the Uzumakis once and for all. The man bellowed. The loud bellow echoed across the walls of the building, breaking the eerie silence that hung over them. That will be it for this video. If you want more, comment down below, like, subscribe. And see you guys later.